Hey Elizabeth, welcome. How was your day? Did you work today? Back to regular YouTube streaming, the easy way. Thanks for the like. Oh, you're off today. What'd you get up to? Three, what's going on, man? Where were you yesterday, man? I didn't see you. I didn't see you at the end. I liked the cabling video you did today. You should have done it in the Arctic accent. Yeah, it was a quick one. I was not even gonna shoot that, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just do a quick one, just to get a short out there, and like maybe it'll help somebody. How you been, three? What'd you get up to today? Don't you guys miss this? The regular YouTube live stream? No StreamYard, no horizontal. I fell asleep early, unfortunately. All good, man. Today I disassembled the AC unit today, cleaned out the leaves and dirt, and cleaned out the protective covering. Nice. Is this a central AC unit? Like with a big condenser outside? Or are you talking about a window AC? I've been trying to comfort myself with food, but it's not working. Nothing helps. Elizabeth, it's something that you know everyone goes through. You know, it's tough. Yep, gotta have central AC in the south. Yeah, I cleaned mine out not too long ago. I didn't. My daughter actually helped me out. But mine had actual plant life in there. It was like moss that was growing. But I think you got to do it like once every like couple of years, right? Have you ever done it prior to this? Have you ever cleaned it up? Elizabeth, what did they decide that they're gonna do? Are they gonna sell it, or are they still like not? They're not even thinking about that right now. They're just probably focused on the funeral and stuff, right? When is the funeral? And they're probably gonna have a cremation because Indians usually cremate. Jay, what's up, man? Welcome, dude. You were live streaming all day today, huh? Lurking 63rd. What up, H? What up, cuz? He's Muslim. Okay. Yeah. Muslim people, I believe they believe in what, burial? Is it burial? Hang on one second. I got a message. Let me read it real quick. Okay. Chillin', Big H. Any drama on the live today, Jay? We're all good now. They believe in burial, right, Elizabeth? I think that's what you were responding yes to. Shar, what's up? Welcome. HS, remember that lady I said you're married to? You say I'm married to everybody, so I can't even keep track anymore. You're like, you're married to KS, you're married to this person, you're married to that person. She's on my Discord. Who are you referring to? What up, 3? Hi, Shar. Hey, Shar. What up, J Cuz? Me, Elder. What up, Don? Respect. Not me, you. What are you talking about, Shar? Hi, Jay. Manners. Shar, you get your vacuuming all done today? Manners and respect. Don, what's going on, man? What'd you get up to today? Jay says, hey, Elizabeth. Shar, hi, guys. Jay, what'd you do today also? And in your vape, do you have THC in that, or is that just nicotine? Oh, by the way, guys, heads up. We're gonna do that the StreamYard tonight, but probably around like 11:30, because Tag stepped out, but he'll be on at around 11:30, so we'll do it then. But for now, I just want to stick to native YouTube live streaming. So, how is everyone doing today? Oh, we got what 36 people in here. Hit that like, guys. Help a brother out. Yes, we got the cleaning done. Good stuff. Jessica Cole, welcome. How you doing, Jessica? Is this your first time here? Don, hey Elizabeth. Shar says, FYI, Huntrick's new name starts with a WWE. Yeah, Jay actually mentioned that. I sub Jessica. There we go. All right, I got a new sub. Jessica Cole. Tag showed his wife on live today on accident. Oh shit. How did she look, 3? From what I heard, she's blonde haired, blue eyes, white. Boston Bill, what's going on, brother? I think you were supposed to stop by yesterday on our panel. What happened to you, Boston? HS, give me a shout out, please. What up, Shar? Shout out to Shar. 3, Tag did well for himself. Jessica Cole, I liked. Please shout me out. Jessica Cole in the house. Boston Bill, you look good. Thanks a lot, Boston Bill. You like the shave? Got rid of the big beard for the summer? Good, yeah. I love you. Whoa. I don't know about that. I'm a married man, Jessica Cole. Hey everybody. Hope all are well. Shout me out. Boston Bill in the house. Shout out to Boston Bill. Shar, hi Mark. Elizabeth from Texas, hi Mark. Anybody else want to shout out? I've been sick. Oh man, what happened, Boston Bill? What's the symptoms? Maybe we could help you out. What up, brother Mark? HS, please shout out for Mark. Mark in the house. Shout out for Mark. Like scream. Boston Bill, I'm going for a CAT scan. What's going on, man? I mean, that sounds kind of concerning for you to be going for a CAT scan. Jessica Cole, it's my bit. Huh? What do you mean it's your bit? Baby heartache face. Stomach issues. Oh shit. Well, why do you need to go for a CT scan for that? Maybe you just ate something wrong. Shout out to Trish. We always shout out Trish over here. Welcome, Trish. Jessica Cole, it's my birthday. Please say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jessica Cole. How old are you, Jessica? I don't believe it's your birthday, but I'll give you a shout out. Cuzzy. Shout out to Cuzzy. Cuzzy J. Shar, hi Jay. I went out. Oh shit, man. You went out in an ambulance. That's pretty serious, man. That's not food poisoning. That's definitely something major. So Boston, are you in the hospital now? You got discharged? Hey Shar, Jessica Cole said hi again. I'm seeing a GI doctor. Boston, how bad was your stomach? Like how long was it bad for? Jessica Cole, you're 11. Jessica, sorry, no minors on in this room. So I appreciate the sub, but you gotta go. Sorry, Jessica. Cuzzy Trish. Hey Cuzzy, hey Shar. Trish wants a short. Just you shouting her out. She got it. I'll give her a short. Treston in the house. What's up, man? What's going on, Treston? What you been up to, man? Dude, when I jumped on your live, there was a new girl on your live. I feel like every single time I jump on your live, you're with a new girl. Is that your girlfriend? The latest one? Shar, Trish, Boston, I'm home. All right, you're home now. That's good. When is your CT scan scheduled for? What up, Preston? I feel bad for Jessica, but no minors in here. Sorry. Still acting up. I'm dehydrated. I can't stop pooping. Damn, man. That really sucks. You didn't say how long have you had these symptoms for? Unless I missed it. Shar, hope you feel better soon, Boston Bill. Mark says, what's up, Mark? Welcome, man. Watched your cabling tutorial, brought back too many memories. Yeah, I figured I'd shoot a quick short. I wasn't going to. Every time I'm about to do something, I'm like, you know what, this might be helpful to somebody. Like even if it helps one person, it would be great. And then I'm like, yeah, but I gotta take out the camera, I gotta set up the tripod, and then after that, I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna get it done. Um, Hope you feel better. Yeah, Boston Bill, hope you feel better, man. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and maybe it's just something in your system, and you just need to poop it all out. Watch your cabling tour. Okay, I saw that one. JTK, that's Tristan. No, okay, so that's not your girlfriend. That's just a friend. He got a new one every day. Yeah, man. Preston's got game, man. Monday, or Monday's your appointment. Well, Boston, good luck with everything, man. Prayers for you, man. Hope everything goes well, and hopefully it's nothing serious. Tristan, she's one of my friends. For now, Tristan, she's one of your friends now, you dirty bastard. uh, Boston Bill, a few weeks. Oh, okay, you had these symptoms for a few weeks. Hey, Mark, you're gone. HRL in the house. Slap that hoe. What's going on, HRL? Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Gone. Trish, how was your day? What you been up to? HRL, what's going on with you, man? What'd you get up to today? HRL, you just missed it, man. I got a new sub, Jessica Cole, and she was so excited, and she got a shout out and everything. She was like, I just subbed, and then I said, she goes, wish me happy birthday. I shouted her out, and then I go, how old are you? And then she said 11. So sadly, we lost a sub. Marky Mark, what up? I feel fine, thank you. Shar, how's your foot? Nothing much. Might start drawing. HRL, you draw like as a hobby, or do you do you post your stuff online? Nothing. Much love to you all. I used to design the cabling conduit maps, patch panel installation, and H-frames for camera. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty intricate work. Yeah, when I'm done, I want to show you my network closet. It's a thing of beauty, man. Also, or like my electric panel. You got to see how nice and neat it is, man. I put a lot of work into that stuff. HRL 15 also posted like 3 shorts. Good for you, man. Are you trying to go live, HRL? Let me see what you're at. HRL is at 7 subs. HRL, are you trying to go live or what? What's your deal? Sub J, but I don't think you can. Actually, you can. You actually can go live. Oh my God, no. I got a few new subs over the last 2 days thanks to Huntrix. So, dude, Huntrix was actually a good thing for you. I know a lot of people say trolls are good for your channel, but I don't want that shit. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, but they do increase the volume of people coming in. That's so sad. What's so sad, HRL? What are you talking about? I rested. That's good, Trish. Have you popped any of the hardcore pills for pain, or are you still doing like your stuff? Oh, yeah, sorta. Since I was real young. It's pretty cool, man. I really want to see your drawings. You said it's on your short, so I will check it out for sure, man. Maybe it would be cool. Maybe I should post some of my art. Yeah, HRL, you should definitely post your art, man. Especially if you can shoot a short with you drawing it, just so people know it's you. You know, like the beginning, and then pause it, then get to the middle, and then record again, and then the end. So like a quick, maybe 15-20 second short from beginning, middle, and end. That'd be pretty cool. And maybe we could use your art on our channel. Huntrix was threatening Jay and his kid, so I had to report him. And get him banned. So 3, did it work? You got him banned? Good for you, man. I'm glad you did that. Because that guy had to go, man. That is one weird character. Has everyone on here seen Huntrix? It was hilarious because I would watch him like interacting. He blocked me, by the way. Huntrix blocked me. I went on his thing after he left, all hurt from here. He was like, I'm not wanted, so he left. And I felt kind of bad when that initially happened. So I went on his live and I'm like, hey, listen, you just got to stop spamming my chat. And then I see my messages going through, but he's not able to read it. And then I was able to see that my messages, I was basically hidden. So, but it's hilarious. If you would have seen the live, all you hear him doing is like talking to Jay and going, "Hey, cuz, hey, cuz, this is my girl, Patrick." It was funny. Tylenol 3. Trish, you have to be careful with that stuff, right? I know you already know that. You have a good head on your shoulders. I just get scared with any controlled substances. So sad for the kid. I'm already subbed to HRL. Oh, you're still subbed to him, Jay? And I don't know how you would keep. The funny thing was Jay would keep a straight face, and then I would say something like, to him on Jay's live because I was blocked on Huntrix, so I would say it on Jay's live, but Jay would have to shut off his camera because he would start laughing, and that was pretty funny. Mark, I have seen some nice cable porn, but I also some cable vomit where techs can't be bothered to keep it clean. I loved working with guys that gave a shit. They were artists to me. Yeah, man. I love like making it like a work of art. I was in IT, so like whenever I had to set up, like I still have clients to this day that I've moved to the cloud. So I did law firms and doctor offices, and I moved them from in-house server closets to the cloud on Azure. So I have that as passive income, where they just pay me for Office 365 and WebRoot and all the other services, their phone services and all that. But if you see like the way that I would set up like their network closets, it was a beauty, man. It was like so nice and neat. I take my time when I do that stuff. But you'd be amazed at how much business I would get from word of mouth just by someone seeing the network closet. Yeah, I did a thing with art because I had just gotten new markers. Oh, that's pretty cool, HRL. I didn't know that you were an artist, man. How'd you learn that stuff? You just as a hobby and you just got better at it? Or did someone in your family like were they an artist and then you basically learned from them? Yeah, one of his accounts banned. He has many other accounts. I know one day he was planning to come in here and troll. You, Huntrix and his nasty ass toenails. He was on yours or tags earlier. I seen him. No, not mine. Haha. Miss Hash Brown, welcome. Hang on, Miss Hash Brown. I thought I had already done this, but I guess I didn't. But welcome. How you doing today, Miss Hash Brown? And I believe you are monetized now, aren't you, Miss Hash Brown? Miss Hash Brown, welcome to HS's live. J Biggs, haha. Miss Hash Brown, thanks. Shar, HRL, I appreciate Jay. Here's a cookie. Elizabeth from Texas, huh? Why did I think Huntrix was a girl? Because it sounds like a girly name, Huntrix. And plus, his profile picture was all females from like K-pop or something. J Big says, hello, Miss Brown. Mark says, welcome, Hash Brown. J Big says, haha. Hash Brown, thanks. Trish says, yep, I don't like them. Only take them when I absolutely need a bit of relief. I do not like them. Yeah. Yeah, I say that because my brother had a problem with that. He started taking it for an injury, and then he was hooked on that shit. Huntrix, guys, can you just hit that like just so that we get a little more traffic in here? It'll be good for all of us. We'll get some new people on here. Huntrix is funny, man. He cracks me up with his empty threats. Dude, just the way he interacts with you is hilarious. You should have made shorts on that. And if you still have those videos, you still could. Just remix them into shorts. HRL 15. I really wouldn't use the word artist. Nah, dude, if you can draw, you're an artist. Ariel Wolf, welcome. How are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Today was kind of a lazy day. I got some work done, spent some time with the family, but I didn't get enough work done. And today was supposed to be the day where I started going live 3 times, but this is my second time today. HS, don't say Miss Hash Brown, just say Miss Brown. But her name is Miss Hash Brown. Hi, Miss Hugs. Ariel, how was your day? What you been up to? Yes, thanks a ton. I had Huntrix and Patrick banned from some streams. I am the real King JB. Welcome, JB. How you doing? Why is the no she said to do and I the so I was again to gone? What in the world? Let me try that again. Why is the no she said to do and I the so I was again to gone? What the hell is that? JB, what are you smoking, man? His K-pop picture. JB, what the fuck are you talking about? Cool, Miss Hash Brown. Any grown man that's into K-pop is probably into Lil Pony and children's hero. That would not shock me. That would not have surprised me at all, Mark. I mean, you saw the way Huntrix looked, right? Boxing. Oh, you're into boxing, Ariel? Do you box? J3, why are they called hash browns? I guess because they're, I don't know. I don't know, but they are kind of brown. That's where they get the brown from. The hash, I don't know. Was wondering that myself at JB. JB, you seem like a wise one. You seem like an intellect. I can tell an intellect when I meet one. No, sorry, Jay. I was talking to someone else. Like, where did a bag get its name? Yeah, there's a lot of words that I don't know where it got its name. My bad. Oh yeah, I dog walked Huntrix on Matt's channel. No, the funny shit was when you started that whole movement to unsubscribe from Huntrix, and we all followed along. So he would post a short, and he'd be like, "Hey Jay, guess what? I got 53 subs, cuz." and then and then the next day he'd be like, "Oh man, I'm sad. I got 42 subs." I shouldn't be laughing at that shit. That's just cruel. Even eye bags. My bad. 3. Treasure. Give me some of what you smoking, JB. Dang. Ariel, LOL. All right, guys, I got a question for everyone. Name all the drugs that you've tried. Every drug that you've tried. Obviously, illegal substances. I only got one. Jesus. Shrooms, and weed. And which one did you like the most out of all three? Jesus is my drug. Good for you, HRL. You haven't tried anything? Keep it that way. If that's really the case, keep it that way. Probably shrooms. Yeah, a lot of people swear by shrooms. They're like, if you haven't done it, it's like the one thing that you should try. But I'm too late in the game. I was just too scared to try anything, any drugs. So all I did was weed. But I remember shrooms were like in college. I remember my roommate did LSD a lot. Like he would take this thing out of a foil and put it under his tongue, and he's like, "You have to try it, man. It's really good." Nah, I never wanted to because I knew I would get hooked on that stuff because it seemed too good. The experience just seemed great. Mike, what's up, man? Welcome. Marijuana, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, alcohol, tobacco, and sugar. Sugar is cocaine, right? Or sugar? No, sugar is not cocaine. Yo, Mike, so out of all of them, which one would you say was the best experience for you? It looks like one huge heat wave. That's it. Everybody followed Mark's movement. Yeah. Jay, you got to answer that question too, man. Itchy shrooms too. So that's two for shrooms. That's what everything looks like. LOL, a heat wave. Nah, no drugs. Maybe weed. I don't know. HRL, that's awesome, man. What up, Itchy? Three, this is a good question to ask Matt. I think Matt's tried everything. Everything, and also intravenous drugs. Am I saying it right? Intravenous drugs. I'm just glad Matt stopped all that shit. That was a message from Tag. He's gonna jump on later on at around 11:30, and he'll let us know when he's ready to do a panel. That's when we're gonna switch on to StreamYard. And if any of you guys want to jump on and join in, only weed for me. Mark writes, weed, hash, booger sugar, acid, shrooms by the fistful, alcohol, benzos, and vagina. He had to throw vagina in there. Mark, what was your favorite out of all? What was the best experience out of all of them? Weed and Kingfisher. All right, so Jay just sticks to his two things. LSD is non-addictive. Really? It's non-addictive? I don't know, but they say weed is not addictive, but I found weed addictive when I was smoking it. So I don't know how. Another thing was Benadryl. They said Benadryl was not addictive. And then when I completely stopped it, I started like itching like a crackhead. I was like itching at night. I was like, what the hell's going on? I need my Benadryl. And then after like a week, I was like, screw it, I'm going back to Benadryl for because I use that as a sleep aid. KS should be joining. Oh, that's awesome. I hope he does. At once. Needles, hell no. City Emerald, welcome, City. Mandy Love, Doves, Scooby Snacks, Hippie Crack, Nitrous Oxide, Georgia Homeboy. I have no idea what Mandy Love is. Dove Scooby, Snacks Hippie. The only thing I understood was crack nitrous oxide. Georgia Homeboy. By the way, City, I don't know what happened yesterday, man. You jumped on and then you just disappeared. I hope you didn't feel ignored or anything like that because I was happy that you joined in. Was that you or was that Curious that jumped on? It was you. I'm pretty sure it was you. LSD is awesome. You just have to be in the right environment with plenty of cool things to look at and keep you busy, no negative energy around you. Yeah, I feel like LSD and shrooms seem like something you do when you're in a jungle or like a forest or if you're hiking. Because I remember my roommate used to be like, the trees start moving and you see rainbows and colors and it's kind of like you're looking through a kaleidoscope. Yo, Emerald. No, I had limited time away from my wife. Got it, City. All right. Yeah, as long as you know that we weren't trying to ignore you or anything like that. And the audio was very. We could hear you at moments. It was lagging. Ayahuasca, bro. Yo, you know what? I think they mentioned that ayahuasca on the Joe Rogan podcast. I think it was what's his name? What's that guy who did the Christ movie? Mel Gibson, and he mentioned that ayahuasca, I believe. But what is that? I thought that was like a cleanse kind of thing. I believe he swore that that's the cure for cancer. By the way, you guys heard of that? Like a cure for cancer. A lot of people are saying methylene blue and also like there's the drugs that they give for dogs, the dewormers. That if you give that, if you take a human takes that in dosages, that it actually cures cancer. I don't know how much truth that there is to that, but there's a lot of people that swear by it. Like they're on, they have their own channels, and they're actively taking it and reporting like showing their reports on how tumors are shrinking, I just found it really mind blowing because I believe if we could come up with a COVID vaccine in such a short period of time, and we're talking about cancer, which is we still have no cure for, which is kind of I find to be very strange. Um, I think it's just like a whole pharmaceutical thing, like where they just don't want to bankrupt the pharmaceutical companies. But I believe that there is a cure out there, and so I wouldn't be surprised if one of those things do actually work. But have any of you heard of that? Mark, I copied and pasted a list of funny nicknames for illicit drugs. Jay writes, I don't pay for weed. I sell it for my uncle and get cash for free weed. Oh, that's pretty cool. You get free weed. But you get good stuff, Jay? Like the purple stuff? I need to sleep soon. Why so early, Shar? Yeah, Lex Friedman went to the jungle and did it. I don't know who Lex Friedman is. But three, have you tried ayahuasca? I have weed dispensaries here. Yeah, Jay, I don't get it. Why would you have to sell it when weed is legal everywhere? Get your sleep on, Shar. It's like South American natural plant. Yeah. But what's the experience on it? I hope I'm not mixing it up, but I believe he was talking about that plant, ayahuasca. No, you stay in your house and turn on some black lights and watch trippy videos suddenly live. You know, there's this video. Uh, I don't know if you guys have come across it. This guy in the 1970s, and he takes LSD, and they're recording his entire experience, and it's pretty fascinating. Like he's trying to describe what he sees. There was another scientist. Who was it? Not Benjamin Franklin. Um, Einstein. Einstein was on a lot of shit. I know Hitler was on a lot of shit during his reign. Yes, my mom took that and still does. She took what? Ayahuasca? That's shrooms. Oh, ayahuasca is shrooms. You know, there was this guy when I was doing my walking stream, and he came on here. He's the one who told me about Jana Canada the Great, and he was like, "Hey, listen, you know, jump on this channel, and they microdose shrooms." And he's like, "I'm telling you, you gotta try it, you know." And I did get a little curious, you know. I was like, you know, I don't do shit anyway, but I mean, maybe I could just try it at one point. But then I changed my mind. I just get too I'm a pussy with that kind of stuff. I don't want to try anything that I could possibly enjoy because I'm scared I might get addicted to it, even if it's not an addictive substance. You can control your shrooms, Buzz, but LSD drives that magic carpet. I didn't know that you could control shrooms. I know shrooms I thought last for days, or you know, it's LSD that lasts for days. LSD is way more intense than shrooms. So shrooms would be like a light dose. And how long does shrooms last for? Like, is it 1 hour, 4 hours, 6 hours? Good night, Emerald. Have a good night. Good night. Wait, Shar, are you going to bed or is Emerald leaving? Oh, he's saying good night to Shar. Good night, Shar. We'll see you tomorrow. Mark says, agree, Itchy. Good night, Shar. I'm not leaving just yet. Okay. All right. Well, let us know before you do leave, so we're not bidding you good night early. It will cleanse your spirit, all right. And do you have like any like you know how with alcohol you have a hangover? Is there any after effects with shrooms? You know, like where you feel like shit after it wears out. Nightshar, yes, yes, HS. My mom did take those. She beat. Oh, get out of here. So wait, she took ayahuasca, and she beat breast cancer all naturally. I take a minute amount of cancer patients' treatment drug called methotrexate to knock down my overactive immune system from giving me arthritis attacking on my joints. And how does it work, City? Like, is it effective? Is it actually working for you? MST, what's up? Hello, hello, fam. What's good, MST? Welcome. How's your day, MST? That's because cancer is parasites. You need some ivermectin. That's what he was talking about. That's what Mel Gibson was talking about. Ivermectin. Ivermectin, methane blue, or uh, it's like the blue dye that they put in clothing. Ivermectin, and then there's another one that was the fuck, I forgot the name of it. Um, it'll come to me, but it's these two drugs that are in dog dewormers. I wake up early, HS, around 4 to 5 a.m. Why so early, Shar? That is way too early. MST tonight. Wait, what's tonight? I asked you. I asked you how your day was, and you just write tonight. Cancer isn't a singular disease, but a generic term. No, I know that. I mean, there's many different types of cancer, but I think there are quite a few that begin with parasites, though. Um, Not necessarily all of them. I think some of them, cancer is just a mutation of cells. Nah, I haven't done anything outside of weed. That's good for you, three. Keep it like that, man. Itchy retracted. Why'd you retract your message, man? Shar, I have a weed dispensary on my window ledge. How many plants do you have, Mark? And how long, like, does your house stink like weed? Because I know when you grow it, it really, like, the odor. A good friend of mine, a high school friend of mine, he was, so back in high school, I was new. It was my senior year of high school. We had just moved here, and I had an option between two high schools. One was a a really stuck up area of Long Island, and it was where all the rich kids went. They were all driving Benzes, Porsches, Lambos, and so I got to either pick between that school district or the the blue collar high school. And so I saw one and I saw how it was, and I was like, these are cool cars and everything. And then I saw the middle class one, and I was like, I chose the middle class one. So I went to that high school, but I didn't have a lot of friends because it was my senior year. We had just moved over there. So everyone already has their cliques and stuff. So I was like, I was so excited to move to Long Island because I always wanted to move to Long Island, like and have a backyard and have my own bedroom and stuff. And anyway, I went to this high school and I met a friend of mine who's a friend of mine till this day, and he's Muslim. Anyway, so he had never tried weed, and I was like, "Dude, you never tried weed?" And he's like, "No," and I was like, "You got to try it." And so we didn't end up going to the prom. So me and him, we were like, "All right, let's smoke some weed." And he also joined high school his senior year, so we both were outcasts. We did have friends. Don't get me wrong, but it was like with the loser crew. We were the loser crew, and so for prom, instead of going to the prom, we ended up smoking weed, and he absolutely loved it. This guy is a cardiologist now, right? And we play tennis together. We're on the same league and stuff. And but he loved weed so much, he grew it in his basement. Like this guy did really well for himself. If you see his house, it is a freaking mansion, but really down to earth, really chill. But his whole basement, he had lighting and everything, the grow lights and everything. And then eventually he had to shut it all down because he had kids. But if you go in his basement now, you could still smell it in his basement. LOL, Mark. I might go to the hospital. I've pooped like 8 logs and it won't stop. Man who needs cookies. Damn, man, that sounds serious, man. Are you hydrating? Have you tried some Imodium? Pepto Bismol? That sucks, man. But I had a stomach problem today too. But that usually happens whenever I have my wife's cooking. I haven't had any stomach issues at all. And then yesterday she made some chicken quesadillas, and I believe it was that. So I ate it right before I streamed, and then so I told her today, I was like, I think it was your chicken quesadilla, and she's like, no, it wasn't that. And I was like, well, you know what? There's three remaining. How about you try it and then you let me know. So she's a guinea pig right now. She's eating it right now. The Nazis use amphetamines. Yeah, they were definitely on something. I know there was this whole thing on Hitler on Joe Rogan, and they were showing like how, you could see like based on his actions that he was definitely on something. Hook it up, Mark. Albert Hoffman too. Albert Hoffman. Who is that? It sounds familiar. No, all that stuff to beat cancer. We have more dispensaries than coffee shops in Oregon City. Mushrooms too. Just because weed is purple does not make it better than the other weed. No, I know that, but I just like to see the crystals on it. I remember in college, um, I went to University of Buffalo, and we they had some good weed out there. Like that was the best weed I've ever tried in my life. I mean, I remember we would get it, and then the guy who would sell it, we would go into his dorm room, and he was this really weird, nerdy dude. He kind of looked like Napoleon Dynamite. And we would go into his room and be like, "Hey guys, And I remember when I first met him, I was like, "This is the drug dealer. This is the weed dealer, Napoleon Dynamite." He had these big, oversized glasses with the gold rim, and but I remember he would have some good stuff, and we'd get high with him, and he would just talk about calculus. Just because weed is purple. Okay. LOL. Oh my god, I had a cup of her shrooms tea and it was tripping out bad. Ketamine helps with depression. Yeah. Ketamine is what's his name? Elon Musk is on. But I know you have to be really careful with the dosage on that. Like you have to fine tune it, because ketamine can like make you a zombie, dude. I remember people coming into the pharmacy when I was a pharmacy tech. I told you guys this story. I don't know if all of you were there, but my original major was pharmacy. And so I worked at Walgreens and I worked at CVS as a pharmacy tech. So, I got certified and everything. And I got that job from high school. So my driver's ed teacher told me, he was like, I went up to him and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job. And I was 16 at the time. And he's like, yeah, I could hook you up with the job. Would you like to work at Walgreens? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So he put in a good word for me. I went over there for an interview, and I ended up getting the job in the pharmacy, but it was in the back. And they said, if you want to be a pharmacy tech, you have to take a certification. So I took the certification, became a pharmacy tech, and I would love learning about each medication. So I would read the pamphlets that come with each one. I would rip it off and I'd just study it whenever I had time. But even better than that, I would love to see how medications would change a person. So especially with antidepressants. So when customers would come in and when I would enter them into the computer, their profile, and I would see whether it's the first time that they're taking a drug, an antidepressant, and then I would try to look at them. I would have a conversation with them, not just to basically gauge where they're at, mentally, their personality and stuff. And then I would, the next time when they would come in for a refill, I would have conversations with them again just to see where they're at, and I would slowly see like the light just dim, like where they would just become, their personality would just go away, and they would just be like, hi, hello, like just very dry, very mellow. Um, well, back then they didn't have a way where they could test antidepressants to see what suits you. But I remember Trish mentioning it to me, and she was like, now they could actually do that. And even with Matt, Matt said they tested his saliva and they were able to figure out what antidepressant works best for him. Anyway, I never ended up doing pharmacy. Never done a class drugs. Char, MST, 4 to 6 hours. Oh, shrooms last 4 to 6 hours. Some weed and some kingfisher, I'm good. Itchy fingers, message retracted. City, yes, it keeps rheumatoid arthritis at bay. Methotrexate treatment. Now, is this a known thing, or or only a few group of people know about this and they share results on it? Like let's just say if you had gone to a doctor, would a doctor say, okay, yeah, I'm going to prescribe methotrexate because it would help you, or is this kind of like an underground kind of thing? Shroom buzz is about 4 hours. Acid is anywhere from 5 to 12 hours. You need 24 to 48 hours to feel normal after an acid. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, my roommate, I remember his name was Matt. This guy would go on a trip and he would just disappear for days and then come back and we'd be like, "What the fuck happened to you, Matt? We were worried about you. We thought you died." And he'd be like, "Oh man, it was a trip. You don't understand. It was the best trip ever. You got to do it with me next time." And I would be like, "Yeah, yeah, all right," because he wouldn't take no for an answer, and so I would just say, "Okay," but I never did it. Mel Gibson is one of the dumbest people on the planet, but so is Joe. Dude, you don't like Joe Rogan, man? I like Joe Rogan. How do you not like Joe Rogan, man? Um, Ayahuasca is not shrooms. It's a drink made in the forest of South America. No, I know ayahuasca is not shrooms. I know it's a natural plant of some sort, but that's what Mel Gibson was talking about with Joe Rogan. And he also discussed methane blue, ivermectin. He said his friends all beat cancer. You he had a group of friends. All of them died except for him, I believe, because he basically used some of that stuff. And then he was like, "But I can't disclose it because of big pharma." I had wrote how how's everyone tonight? Okay, got it, MST. I used to grow shrooms at my buddy's house. Is shrooms itchy? Itchy. Is shrooms easy to grow? I'm good, MST. Ivermectin is what my vet deworms my horse with. So that's what I was talking about then. Don't put that shit in your body. Yeah, but Mark, it depends on dosage, right? So these people are swearing by it, by ivermectin, and it's in certain dosages based on your body weight, and all that stuff. Sia, what's going on, Sia? Welcome. I gotta pin you again because I really appreciate what you did for me that day. I know you don't come here for subs or anything like that. You just come to hang out, but I love seeing it when you're on. So, welcome, Sia. Where's Mielda? He's gonna be on at around 11:30. J Biggs, Hey B, Sia, J, Itchy. Why do you keep retracting your messages, man? I grow it outside beside my tomato plants. You grow what? Ayahuasca? Hi, Sia. Sia says, Mark, outside is better. By the way, for all of you that don't know, Sia, I've pinned her down there. She live streams daily. She started live streaming at different times now. Before it was, late in my time zone. But she started streaming like about 2 to 3 times a day, and she always posts shorts regularly. And she's really cool. So if you want to subscribe to her, she's pinned on the bottom. Outside is better. I don't know if I answered the question. Did I? I feel like I'm losing my mind. But Tag will be on at 11:30. That's when we're going to do the panel. I'm going to jump off of YouTube and we're going to go on to StreamYard. But he's out, so 11:30. Legendary, what's up, man? How you been, Legendary? What'd you get up to today? Dan C, what's going on, man? Dan, you're good now. You are trusted. So welcome, Dan. Dan, just remember, I don't want you blocking anyone, right? There's only certain people that I do want to hide when that time arrives, but they know who they are. But Jay writes, "What up, then?" Mark writes, "Hey, Dan, Legendary." Legendary writes, "Hi, Mark. MST. Did she get the shits yet?" We don't know yet. She's eating it as we speak. Oh, by the way, I'll be right back. My daughter made me some noodles, so I want to go get it. I'll be right back. Hey, is it ready? Sorry about that, guys. I know you guys want to see it. I always want to see food. I'm a big foodie. My daughter made this, my 14-year-old daughter. So I had to grab a plate. This is stuff that I would love to eat when I would get high. I would make this all the time. Or in college. But I haven't had noodles in like probably about a year. Or maybe over a year. Yeah, so MST will find out. Let me just take a sip of this. Ooh, that's good. That's nice and spicy. Does everyone in here like spicy food? Or some people can't handle it? I know a lot of white people can't handle spicy food. J Rod, what's going on, man? Welcome. Good to see you. J Biggs writes, J Rod, how was your day? J Biggs writes, J Rod, what up? Mark writes, perhaps I upset your tummy with my hostility last night. You weren't hostile, man. You were entertaining. It's always good to have you on, Mark. You're a good time. Check out his discovery on LSD, Albert Hoffman. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Let me take a screenshot of that. All right, what else have we got? J-Rod writes, weed from a dispensary is garbage. I get it from the people that supply the dispensary before they fuck it up. Oh, what do they do to it? I thought that it was all natural stuff. I thought the weed that you get in the dispensary is better than the shit that you could get anywhere else. Like the all natural stuff. Like FDA approved kind of stuff. Fishing Angel, welcome. How you doing, Fishing? How was your day? J-Rod, mushrooms are my favorite. Yeah, so far you're the third one to say that. 3 people have said shrooms. Mark, Itchy, Shar. Actually, you're the 4th one. And you. Elon is clearly not careful with his ketamine dosing. No, I think he's got it under control now. I think before he was, he was getting a little crazy, but he seems to be good now. J-Rod the Damager, clearly one of the richest people in the world, but clearly right. Mark writes, it isn't Albert, it's Abby Hoffman, an old beat-up poet that hooked up with Ken Kesey and the Monkey Wrench Gang, a bunch of hippies that dropped acid and were like a hippie Rage Against the Machine. J-Rod, I want to see you get on the mini bike behind you and do some backflips and shit. One day I'll do it. One day I'll get in on the back, I'll jump on that, I'll go to the backyard and I'll do it. But I can't do any flips and shit. Like I can't even do a wheelie on that. Yo, J-Rod, Angel, Mark, hello. Hello, Mark. J-Rod, he needs to bring it to a skate park. I use marijuana for pain instead of opiates. That's good, man. And marijuana, I think if you're using it for that reason and it's just for pain, much better than the shit like the opiates where you get hooked on all that crap. Yes, methotrexate is a known treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. After a C-section, weed is better than the perk plus ibuprofen together. I can tell you for sure. How do you know that, MST? So, like, have you had a C-section and have you had weed right after it? I wish we had known that before because my wife had a C-section 2 times. First one was natural, and then with the second and third, she had a C-section. The doctors were so dumb. Like, I'll tell you guys a quick story. I'm probably behind in the chat, but um, the first one was all natural. Second one, she was born and she had the cord wrapped around her neck. So when she was delivered, now in this day and age, you have with the technology that we have, you're basically able to see the baby right before the baby's born. So you would think that the obstetrician would have checked to see the positioning of the baby and like to see if the cord is wrapped around. No, she didn't do any of that shit, right? So when my daughter was being delivered, when my wife's, trying to push out, the doctor's like trying to yank the baby out and stuff, but she couldn't get the baby out. Eventually, she ends up doing a C-section, and she could see the cord was wrapped around her neck. And then I was like, this is so stupid because as she's trying to push the baby out, pull the baby, so my daughter was born, and I'm telling you, I was scared as shit because she had a cone head. She was born like this, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, is my child going to be a cone head for the rest of her life? It's a natural concern. I know it sounds messed up now, but if you had seen her, it was scary. I was like, what kind of life is my child going to have? My cone head daughter. But then the doctor was like, I was like, she's like, oh, she's so beautiful. The doctor's holding the baby, and she was like, you want to hold her? And I was like, yeah, I want to hold her, but what's up with her head? And she's like, oh, don't worry about that. That's gonna go. It's because she was trying to, your wife was trying to push the baby out naturally, and the cord was wrapped around her neck, which was constricting the baby from coming out, and that's why the head is like that. So the head, as like the head basically is really soft when you're born, and then slowly it starts coming together. It binds together in the center of your skull as you grow older, and it becomes harder. Anyway, her head's fine now. Luckily, man, she's not a cone head now. MST, but you will bleed more. I've tried all different antidepressants, and for me, they helped initially with deep depression, but long term, it makes your mood flat. Yeah, I remember. I never been on antidepressants. The only thing that I've tried when my dad passed away was St. John's Wort, but I was at the point where I needed something because I was a total mess. But I stopped that also. Jay writes, good to see Big H. I'ma dip out for a bit, go get me some pizza and some pies. Got the munchies, I'll be back. All right, Jay, you enjoy, man. And we'll see you later. Gone said, Trish writes, bye, Cuzzy. Back in the day, I went to an Iron Maiden Power Slave album and Twisted Sister opening for them. I dropped 2 acid. I could have sworn I was the only person at the show. Yeah, that's a pretty cool experience, man. Don writes, I love Sia. She is sweet. Yeah, she is really sweet. She's a strong woman. Sia is like on. I've never met a woman like that. I know Trish is a strong woman. Sia is like a hunter. Um, she just like you could tell that she's like mentally um, strong. I ain't been on live in 2 days. Gonna need to start up again. Yeah, Dan, get back on the horse, man. I've been. Today's the first day where I said I'm gonna go on 3 times, but I've been on twice. Risu, what's going on, Risu? Welcome, man. Good morning from India. Good morning from New York, man. Good morning from the U.S. Thank you for joining, Risu. How are you doing today? Shar, back. Just got dinner. I'll be listening. All right, nice. What'd you get for dinner, Shar? Hi, Risu. Risu, good night for USA. Mark writes, hey, Risu. Hello, everyone. 3 looks like plain ramen. No, it's actually called Ichiban. This is the Japanese stuff. Extremely spicy. Let me get a bite real quick. MST writes, I can't, not even pepper. Damn, MST, are you that sensitive to anything spicy? How about the rest of you? Can you guys handle spicy food at all? Shaves off beer, suddenly eats noodles again. A lot of changes, Elizabeth. Do men avoid eating certain foods when they have facial hair? Nah, it doesn't stop me from anything. But it is a lot easier to eat. Before I get shit in my beard all the time, and like you got to clean it off. And even like when I'm working, like usually I'm in construction, so I'm in dusty environments. And if I were to just wipe my beard at the end of the day with a wet one, it would be like filthy, from all the shit all the dust and debris that's in the air. Because I would mask up even, but it doesn't cover my entire beard. No HS, no backflips. I had three. When did you stop smoking weed? I stopped smoking weed when I was probably 35, and I'm 46 now. And no, actually earlier than that. Earlier than that. I'd say like after college, and then I started smoking weed again, but just like recreationally, like, not often. And then I was doing those gummies, but those gummies would just make me pass out. And even with weed, when I smoke it, I would just pass out. I would feel sleepy, but especially with the gummies. And Mark was saying the same thing that when he chews the gummies, he just falls asleep. So I remember I tried it once because my brother, my cousin, and we went to AC to go gamble, and I wasn't drinking. So my brother was like, "Hey, listen, I bought some gummies. So you want to try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we all three take it, and then we go to the restaurant downstairs, and we're just laughing our ass off, having such a great time. And afterwards, I was like, "That was such an awesome experience." Like I haven't had a great time like that in a long time. Like to the point where I could not stop laughing. Like tears are coming out of my eyes because I'm laughing so much. Um, so anyway, I ended up finding out, where he got the gummies from, and then whenever I buy something, I buy it in bulk because I never want to run out of anything. So I stocked up, and then I started taking it, and then eventually I was just like, you know what, I feel like I'm getting hooked on this stuff, and plus it's like just making me fall asleep. So then I ended up giving it all away. I gave some to my brother, I gave some to my cousins, and I was like handing it out like candy. Hi, handsome. No StreamYard today. Hey, Cher. What's up, man? Kiayo Sai. Sub teak. Cher, I'm gonna do StreamYard later on. Tag's gonna be on at around 11:30. So make sure you perm that chest hair, right? We want to see it nice and shiny today. Make sure you put some oil on it, like Conehead movie. Yeah, it really was like the Conehead movie. Hi, three. Hello, Elizabeth. B Lion. What's going on, B Lion? Not gonna lie. You RL. Not gonna lie. What's going on, B Lion? Welcome. MST. I didn't smoke during any pregnancy, but after for the pain for like 2 to 3 weeks, and it helped even to pump it. Didn't hurt as much. H. I'm sorry about your dad. Elizabeth, I appreciate that. Thank you. My dad was my best friend. I'll never forget my dad. Hello, Shareman, expert figure skater. That was hilarious, that video. You do you, sir. Good, gotta go. All right, Beeline, you take care, man. Even though that's beat up, there we have having salad and ham roast, and the ham is so good. It seems like you have ham very often, Char. Is that like the favorite dish in the house? Share 3 LOL. Hi, Share. I am having BF. Hey, Share, what are you having for breakfast? You, not I. The BF tasty is the divot in your chin from a testicle implant. It's a genetic thing, man. All of my siblings have it. Okay, I'll be back in 5. Yogurt, chapati, and a little bit pickle. Oh, that sounds achar. Feels better having quit. Oh yeah, I like the fact I feel free knowing that I'm not hooked on anything. I feel great. I like that freedom. But I won't lie, at times I'm just like, my life is pretty boring. Like when I was drinking, it was fun, it was spontaneous. We'd always have people over. It was always a good time. And then, when you have kids, you can't do that shit anymore. And it was just eating me up inside. Like if I wake up on a Saturday, on Friday you go heavy, and then Saturday it's like early in the morning, and then your kids are up and they're like, "Daddy, let's play or let's have a dance party," and you're like, "Nah, I have a headache." I don't want to do that shit. You feel guilty, eats you up inside. But it was good times, man. Drinking was fun times. Sheesh, can we see Mark? I fucked up with those gummies, took one, felt nothing, and I ate another one like an asshole. And dude, what a bomb. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those things. SA and tea or coffee? Coffee. Yeah, sure. I thought you would have tea, man. I forgot I had absolutely until this ABS until this morning. They hurt because the mystery guest was a riot and had me dying. Elizabeth Fire, what happened to the beard, bro? You look like security 16-year-old brother. What up, King? Good to see you, man. Yo, did you go to New York and come back? I had to shave it, bro. It was getting too hot. But yeah, I'm gonna grow it back. But I think I'm gonna keep it for a little while and then grow it back. It'll take me like 3 weeks to grow back. But anyway, I have a court date that's coming up on the 16th. So I just want to make sure that it's shaved because appearance matters, man. You know, like you gotta look the part. When you go to court, you gotta look good. You gotta make sure that the judge sees you as a honest citizen. Otherwise, then they look at you and automatically, within like seconds, they're like, "Oh, terrorist," you know. King, I believe you were going to New York for the World Cup or something. Or is that later on? Yo, King, Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you doing, buddy? Always well, Cher. How are you doing? HS removed the fake beard and mustache at the end of the Undercover Boss episode with Tag. Shar, I wish I can show you and offer you breakfast. You're supposed to write BF, Cher. Offer you BF. Mark doing well, civil or criminal? So basically, I was driving the 7. I was going for tennis, and as I'm driving, I get a flat tire. I get one flat tire, and even though it had run flats, I had the winter tires on. This happened during the winter, by the way. Um, I just remember it was raining like crazy, and there was all these potholes and stuff. So I make it to the parking lot. I hit a pothole, and almost immediately I hear psst, and I'm like, "Fuck! I definitely got a flat." And with these rims, it's very very easy to get a flat. So anyway, I pull over to the side, and I'm like, "Shit! What do I do now?" You know, I've never gotten a flat in this car before, so I actually no, I did get a flat before. So this was my second flat, but this time it's raining and stuff. The first time I called BMW and then they came and I had to wait over there and then they came picked up the car, they towed it to the dealer and then they swapped the tire out and then I was all good. But they ripped me off because they were like, "Oh, you got to change them in pairs," and I was like, "These are pretty much brand new tires. I barely have 1,500 miles." And he's like, "Well, we recommend that you change both the front at that time." So I did it. Anyway, then with this tire, I get a flat. I pull over, and I could see that the back tire has a bulge on it, and the front tire was totally flat. I call BMW, and BMW says it's going to be a 4-hour wait, and I'm like, shit. You know, I go, do I have to be here? And they're like, we recommend that you're there only because you want to make sure that flatbed arrives because we hire a third-party company. And with this vehicle, needs to be put on a flatbed, and you got to make sure that your parking brake is off and stuff. Anyway, so I waited. You know, like I do love the car. You know, so it's my baby. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. I wait, and after 3 hours, nothing. I passed out in the car, and so I'm like, you know what, I can't do this shit. So I call BMW again. They're like, we're really sorry. We spoke to the company that we contacted and they should be there in the next 3 hours. So I'm like, I'm not waiting here any longer. So nobody's around. I create a note and I say, please don't ticket, flat tire, tow truck on the way. And I made 3 signs, not just one, 3. One on the back window, one on the side window, and one on the front. I leave, I come back, and I had a freaking ticket on there for $380. And I was like, what the fuck? And basically there was a hydrant over there. But I spoke to the park guy, and the park guy even spoke to a cop that was there. And the cop was like, yeah, just tell him it's all right. You know, you have nothing to worry about, you know, as long as he has the signs on there. And if it's gone within 24 hours, we won't do anything. Anyway, I still got the ticket. So then I went to I pled not guilty, and I have receipts for everything, for the new tires, for the tow truck, and all that stuff. And so I went to court, and they were like, he goes, "Do you want to plead guilty or not guilty?" And I go, "Well, in your personal opinion, what would you do in this situation? Should I just pay it? Because I don't want to come back here." And I go, I would just pay it just to like be done with it because I don't want to see you guys again. But what do you recommend? So I told him the story, and he goes, "Plead not guilty. You'll get away with it right away." He goes, "You'll save your money, and and he goes, I highly recommend that you plead not guilty and come to court." So anyway, 16th is the date. Sorry for the long-winded story, but let's move on. Let's see. What happened? 16. Yo, King. Hi, Mark. How are you doing today, buddy? Oh, it's Welshire. How are you doing? HS remove the fake beard. I read that one. Sure. I wish I can show you and offer you breakfast. Mark doing very well. Civil or criminal? Yes, bro. I fly out on Friday. Can't wait, dude. You're gonna have a blast, man. Who are you going with again? You and who else? Or is it family? Your girlfriend? Who are you going with? What sovereign citizen nonsense did you pull? Is a certain Pakistani gentleman bearing their chest hair for us later? Yes, he most probably will be there. He's waiting for it. I bet you he got all ready, and he was waiting. He's like, "I'm gonna join HS's live right now and show the ladies my chest." And then he joined, and then he was like, "Shit, he's not on StreamYard." All disappointed. I gotta make a short of Cher when he jumps on my live. Elizabeth, a boy can dream. Elizabeth, hope so. By the way, how's your day? Is that a Ducati behind? Christina Matthews, welcome. No, that's just a Razor dirt bike. It's an electric Razor dirt bike. I just ride my kids on that. Yay, something to look forward to. Ducati in the background. Cher writes, Elizabeth, cool. This is why I can't live in these big cities where they ticket you for everything. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Every small thing, man. If you're a day late on your registration or your inspection and you're parked in the street, you're like, I'd say your chances of getting a ticket are around 70%. You never change just one tire. Yeah, but dude, I barely had any miles on those tires. Those were brand new tires. The vehicle had about like 1,600 miles on it at that point when I got that flat. And by the way, run flats suck shit, man. Like you feel the vibration in the car. It's not a smooth ride. So the tires that they give you, but the stock tires are bullshit. Michelin's are the way to go. Gotta change your alignment, fuck up, and then you. By the way, changing, you don't fuck up your alignment by that. Even though they told me that you should get an alignment, and so I ended up doing that as well. And then later on found out I did not need an alignment. The thing that sucks is that when a vehicle is your baby, you're like, all right, if they suggest something, you're like, all right, I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes. I just want to keep it perfect. You'll get really uneven wear on the other three. That's true if I had more miles on it. 3, how was your day, dude? Aha. He got chest hair perm. My day is great, Cher. Day off and fixing some stuff around the house. How was your day, Cher? H, how are your daughters doing? My daughters are doing great, man. They had a busy day today. Dance party in the house. My wife took them to the park and then to my sister-in-law's house. It was good, and they had their gymnastics competition today. I didn't make it for that though. I was busy working. Cool girl, welcome. How you doing today, cool girl? How's everything going? Did you finance the Beamer? No, I bought it outright. Have you heard from Matt? Is he okay? I have not heard from him. I meant to reach out to him, but I kind of have an idea of what's going on because he did mention it during his live. I believe he ran out of his medicine, so he's gonna be back in a couple of days. Pirelli run flat tires is the way to go. All our trucks got them. But on trucks, yeah, it's fine. That's a different story. But on a vehicle that you want to be completely silent, with run flats, it has that steel belt in there, right? And so you can feel the road vibration in there. And besides, if you get a flat tire and a run flat, yeah, you can get to your destination, but either way, you still got to replace it, right? Um, but I just found it to be a lot smoother without the run flat. But the car is super heavy. This vehicle, I believe, is like 6,000 pounds. 3, my day is always awesome but hot. Hi, cool girl. Everything going good here. King, I thought about Matt today too. Yeah, like I'm so used to jumping on his live because he's just so entertaining. So I like to jump on his live, watch him for a bit. But I'm definitely gonna reach out to him because I'm sure it's rough for him. Hey, cool. Share H. Where is tag? Share. He's gonna be on at around 11:30. He said he's gonna text. He's gonna jump on the live when he's ready, and then we're gonna do the a StreamYard. You get that chest hair ready, all right? Make sure it looks good. Elizabeth from Texas is waiting for it. Yeah, I always think of him when he's not doing lives. Hope he's all right. Share, your climate is hot because you are hot. Oh no, he ran out of medicine. Yeah, he ran out. He's just a couple of days shy until they can give him a refill. 3 exactly. I heard him mentioning it on his live, so that's why I'm mentioning it like I did. My son's car has them. I don't think it does much difference, but I'm not sure. Share, it is over 50. But 3, I think you would really. I know Share also. One day I gotta show you guys the inside of the car. It is really amazing, man. You guys would appreciate it. Only reason I don't show it is because I'm not the type that shows off. And so I don't want anyone to get the idea that I'm showing off. That's like, I know it's inside my mind, which is why I don't, do a review on it or show the inside and stuff, But if you like heard the sound system on there or like seen like the technology in there, it's like a whole bunch of like it has everything in there. Share, it's over 50 today too. What do you do about your bald sweat and swamp ass? Have any of you guys ever tried using deodorant down there? I have. I'm guilty. Because I didn't like sweating down there. That happened to one of my mom's friends. She had a friend that came down one time from Mississippi and she was running out of her medication. Yeah, it's rough, especially when it's medication that you're hooked on. You have to take it to get through your day. Wonder how Connie is today. Yeah, I haven't seen Connie today either. Oh wait, I jumped on her live after my live earlier today. I went live earlier today for an hour. Mark, not over 50, but around 43, 44. Now, we know you're not a show-off. Come on, haters gonna hate. Yeah, I know, but I don't want anyone to get that idea, yeah, I'll show it to you. You know what? If you guys throw ones on the chat, I'll do it right now. I wouldn't mind that. Or maybe I should do it when I take off the license plate and wash it. It's kind of dirty right now. What's wild is that most people in North Shore have paid 100K for cars, not to diminish the achievement. What's wild is that most people in North Shore have paid off K plus cars. Not sure. Yeah, I know. Around here, that's what. No, actually, a lot of smart people, what they do is they lease it, and I kind of regret doing that, but it's just that I don't believe in leases. Like, if you have it, buy it outright and then sell it when you're done with it. I think leases are very convenient for these vehicles. And I remember the salesman was even telling me like, hey, with this vehicle, you should just lease it. In 3 years, just get rid of it and then, get something different. And I was like, no, this is my first luxury vehicle. I really want this. And I don't want to be taking care of something that's not mine, like I want to be able to do anything. It's kind of like when you're living in a co-op or in a house we're in a HOA versus your own house. You know, you guys get what I'm talking about. But yeah, I bought it, and the worst part is that the depreciation was drastic on this vehicle. I still can't believe you shaved your beard. Kamran, welcome, man. You were a blast yesterday, man. You were freaking hilarious. I had Connie even mentioning it today. She was like, that guy Kam was like, she goes, I was crying while he was, making his jokes. Their body spray, but Dio, I'm not a victim. Yeah, sometimes you just like if you sweat a lot, you are gonna experiment. You don't want ball sweat and ass sweat. I don't, but if Mark sends, then I don't mind using. Dude, you are so wrong for mentioning that Dio down there. Look, everyone has experimented at some point or another, right? Exactly. 3, 1. MST says 1. All right, we got 2 1s. Do what now? That's 2 1s. I bet it's a spaceship. Yeah, it is really cool. You guys would really love it. 3 is voting for share. It's for how many people want to see the car, the inside of the vehicle. But I definitely have thought about it as I work in a restaurant. Eloma, my ass off. Okay, that's 3 1s. So we have 3 MST and Calm. Yeah, leasing is a ripoff if you want to keep it forever. Sia writes, like and subscribe. Thank you, Sia. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Let's try to get to 20. Then you can... Okay, I got another one. Trish. Then you can't even take a road trip. Mileage counts on the lease. Yeah, but I don't even travel that much. You did good. When you're done, you sell. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm still going to take a crazy depreciation hit. Kamran tickled my balls and had me laughing from the window. Okay, we got a lot of ones. All right, so I gotta do the right thing. I'll give you guys I am going to block the screen just so that you can't see the navigation. I don't want to dox myself, but I will definitely give you guys a view right now. Give me a moment. I'll be right back, all right? Let me just get everything set up. Hang tight. How do I do this?